Hello Taurus, welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing the special love tarot reading for you for the month of February. This is just in honor of Valentine's Day. I am using the Celtic cross for this reading just because, you know, the main area of focus is just love and romance. So I feel that this spread is actually very appropriate for it if it's just like a one subject type of deal. Alright, so this is the root of the matter, basically the situation regarding your love and romance department, okay? So I do have the King of Swords, and you know, in this position, I just feel that this is actually a very good card to have. However, for love and romance, you actually want more of a cup energy rather than a swords energy. So I feel that the way you've been approaching love and relationship, for those of you coupled or single, you're very cerebral and you're very analytical, and you know, you're weighing out your options, the pros and cons, and you're very systematic and just very analytical when it comes to pursuing love interests, or you know, it's a very like it's a very dry energy, and I don't feel like it's a very romantic energy, which is not a bad thing, but depending on, you know, what sign you're getting involved with. But I just feel that, you know, maybe it's time to inject a little bit of emotions and a little bit more give and take in the relationship. So this is just somebody who's very level-headed, who's very practical, and who's just very truthful too. Honesty is always a plus in relationship, you know. But sometimes maybe you can hold back on the honesty, like telling white lies a little here and there so that it doesn't hurt your partner's or your romantic partner's feelings. I think that would go a long way. And also, this is a very, you know, air energy as well, whereas you're an earth sign. So I would say with the sarcastic remarks, maybe tone back a little bit for those of you who are single and looking, because it might rub people just the wrong way. I mean, he's shown up upright, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you know, just tone back a little bit. And I feel that, you know, let your true self shine, because with the earth energy, you're very relatable, and you're also very practical, and you're just you exude a very dependable and stable energy. So that actually is very attractive to partners or prospective partners, okay? What is crossing you in this situation is the Six of Pentacles, and this is a card of service. It's also, you know, a card of financial windfall, but mainly when it's crossing the essence of this question, which is love and romance, I would say it's more of a card of service. So, you know, coupled with this King of Swords energy, I just feel that just know that a relationship also is give and take, and you want to be fair, you want to be practical, you want to be fair in this situation. But if the other person needs you more at certain times, make sure you give them more. And then in times when you need them, then they're willing to reciprocate. So just know it is a process of compromise and reciprocation in a relationship. And for those who are coupled or those who are looking, okay, this is just very important for you to keep in mind. There are gray areas. Basically, nothing is black and white. There are gray areas. So it's important for you to remember that when you're dealing with another person that you're romantically and emotionally involved with, okay? So nothing is that black and white. So try to let that rationality and that very, you know, cerebral energy go when it comes to love relationships, okay? In the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So you've had serious good luck, you know, in terms of getting out there and dating, or, you know, you have like very amazing prospects, and among those suitors, you're able to choose the right one and the best one. Therefore, you're in a very stable and committed relationship right now. For those of you who are single, you just feel that you have a tremendous windfall, you know. So you're very financially stable, and you're at a place where you feel that it is time now for you to open up and to get out there and date, okay? So I just feel that, you know, you're either in a relationship or you haven't been in a while, and now you're contemplating, you know, dating and how to bring romance and romantic relationships into your life. So for those who are, you know, like have been single for a while, just keep this in mind, okay? Don't be too rigid. Don't be too rigid in your thinking, and learn to compromise a little bit, okay? It is give and take, okay? In all aspects of our life, in any type of interpersonal relationship, it is always give and take. And it's actually to your benefit to give a lot to your partner, because they will always reciprocate. And this is what's coming in right now. We do have the death card, and this is interesting. For those who are single, we're at a situation where there might be a Scorpio in the picture. He or she might be coming in, you know, sometime this month, for those who are looking for a relationship. And for those who are coupled, I just feel that death itself is not a bad card. It's just a new way of relating and a new way in which you need to approach your partnership. So I feel that, you know, with this energy, a lot of you might be in a relationship where either you have lost a job or your partner has lost a job. Therefore, one person is like shouldering the responsibility in the relationship. So just know that while that's a really kind of it's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, it's it's it will test the strength of your relationship. So if you are in a coupled relationship where you or the other partner has lost your job, and one person is now, you know, doing all the legwork in that relationship and paying the bills in that relationship, or footing the bills, then there will be a reversal of that, okay? So better days will come along, and there will also be a time when you're out down on your luck and your partner will step in. So just know that's just the natural progression of life, okay? And if you're in a committed relationship and this person is good for you, then you know you have to stick with them through the rough times, okay? Don't ditch, because that doesn't bring you good karma, okay? If they're good people, just stick with them through the rough times, because their luck is about to change, okay? So keep that in mind. So this is basically your hopes and aspirations right here, based on this situation. So temperance is a very good card to have, because at this point you are very level-headed, and you know what you have to do. So I sense that with a lot of Taurus, there is, you know, a situation where there is hardship within the relationship, and I feel that money issues might be that main problem that is affecting your relationship, like money issues. So this is a good card to have, because it's going to take a lot of inner strength and a lot of the balancing act of your emotions and your rationality in order to get through this situation, which is great, because you do have the King of Swords here as the overall energy. So the opposite of that would be, you know, the water too. So inject a little more emotions and a little more sympathy in order to relate to your partner, or inject a little more into that, into your dating prospects, just so that you understand them a little bit more, okay? So temperance here is just telling you to balance your rationality and balance your emotions, so that you can reach a place where you can put yourself in others' shoes and you can weather the difficult times together as a couple. And this is the card for your subconscious, and this is basically, you know, in this situation, what is hidden from you that you should be aware of. And right here, I do have the Nine of Cups, and it is traditionally, it is the wish card, okay? So this situation, for those who are a couple, the situation in which, you know, one person or you, or your partner or you, have been putting up with a lot of difficulties due to a loss of a job or to just financial instability within the partnership. it's going to take a while, and you're actually kind of resentful of this situation. If you're the one taking care of your partner due to a loss of a job, you're actually kind of resentful of this situation. You're not going to admit it to yourself just because the King of Swords energy is very prominent here. So just know that the times will pass, okay? The rough times will pass because with this coming in, so I feel that, you know, they'll be up and running in no time. So they'll find a job, they'll move on, and then you don't have to feel so burdened by the relationship. But I just feel that a lot of you are unhappy with this situation. And then for those who are single, and you're, you know, getting out there, and you feel that, you know, in the past you had great luck, you've had great windfall, and now all of a sudden you're either more accomplished than the people that you're dating, or that you're meeting and you're thinking about, you know, potentially dating. I just feel that you're not really happy that you're so accomplished and they're not. And then on the opposite side of that, some of you might be in a situation where you're in a situation where, you know, you might have lost your job. For those who are single, you might have lost your job, or money is not coming in as much, so then you feel a little insecure about putting yourself out there in the dating scene. So let's go through the rest of the cards first. So this is basically the advice from the universe regarding this situation and how you're feeling, okay? So with the High Priestess, this is a very spiritual card, and it tells you that you know, it's a very spiritual, and also, you know, it corroborating with this card of charity and service. It's also to tell you that, you know, we all exist on a human levels, and we are all subjected to this wheel of fortune. There will be good and bad times, and everything is very cyclical. So just know that one day you could be on top of the world, and the next day, through no fault of your own, you could be down in the dumps. So accept people for the way they are, okay? This is a very accepting, a very nurturing, and also a very spiritual woman. She basically, she understands the way the world works and the way the universe operates, okay? So just know that for those that you love, care for them when they need you the most, okay? Because when you're down on your luck, they will be there for you. Just know, like, there's a very karmic undercurrent with this reading, with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess here. So be aware of this, okay? Things happen for a reason. And you could even say that when you're down on your luck, the people that are there are the ones that will be there for you no matter what. So it helps you weed out your company, weed out your friends, and weed out your lovers, okay? So just keep that in mind. Things happen for a reason, to reveal to us the truth about people and human nature. And this is basically your external environment, okay? So you have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So I mean, in this situation, you are the King of Swords, okay? And the people around you, your external environment, they're in the reverse position, so they're not completely honest. And I mean, if you look at this woman, she's got her hand outstretched and she's on guard. So you might be dealing with a situation where people just take and take and take, and they're not very honest about what they want from you, or what they're taking your services for. So be very careful about unscrupulous people in your midst. For those who are in a committed relationship, okay, I think asking a little more question and being a little more discerning is in order. And if you don't completely trust your partner, there's no reason to stay in that relationship anyways, hence this card is showing up. So in the process of, I wouldn't say interrogation, but I would just say, you know, someone that you're in a relationship with, if they're not completely honest, it's time for you right now to sit and ask them important questions so that you know how to proceed with this relationship, okay? For those of you who are out and dating again, you might encounter people that are not completely honest, and it's important for you then to ask them the important questions and see how they respond. And I just feel that for those who are very accomplished in life, I mean, you have a lot of luxury, you have a lot of abundance, and you're actually giving it out. But just keep in mind that other people that you might potentially want to date, they might be after you for your money, you know, so be really, really careful, okay? Um, in your hopes and fears department, we do have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse position. So, you know, for those who are single and looking, love might not be coming in the form that you want, okay? So, you feel as though, you know, the people you meet, for those who are single, are interested in your salary or interested in your you know, what you do for a living. And then if you've recently been laid off, then that's a huge barrier to actually getting out there and meeting high quality people. And for those who are in a relationship, you feel that money matters or affecting your relationship with your long-term partner or your spouse, okay? So this priestess energy is coming in as advice from the universe, and this is a very non-materialistic woman. You know, she's abandoned worldly goods, worldly possessions for spiritual enlightenment, basically. And I just feel that just keep this in mind. Material things and money and wealth are a means to an end, okay? At the end of your life, you still want the loving relationship. You still want people who will be there for you. So money should not be a factor when you're dating or when you're in a relationship. Money doesn't make the world go around, and unfortunately, some of us lose perspective, and we think that it does turn the world around. But keep that in mind when you're meeting people this month, all right? In terms of your outcome, you have the world here. And the world is everything that you want. You have everything you want at your disposal. And with the world in reverse, you might not see the truth of this month. And the people you meet might be, you know, like, might be a little materialistic, might be dishonest, okay? So it's very important for you to weed them out, but just know that in the process of weeding them out, the people that stay will be actually be the ones that are really good for you, okay? So if you're in that relationship where you're shouldering the responsibilities, just know that the tides will turn and your partner will find his or her footing again. If you're out there dating, just know that the world itself is full of good and bad people. So the few incidences of materialistic and, you know, dishonest people that you've met is not indicative of all the people in the world. So use your heart a little bit too in this situation, so that you can sympathize with people, okay? But in the process, just be wary about asking the important questions to get to the root of the matter. That way you can weed out the people that are not good for you. And I just feel that at the same time, it's I feel that most of you might be coupled. So get through the rough times together, okay? It is not easy when money is involved. I mean, money and you know, infidelity are the two main causes of breakups and divorces. But I feel like these are actually very minor problems to work through. So just hang in there if you are still in love and you feel that the relationship is worth it. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful, enlightening Valentine's Day, and I hope you can resolve these issues with a relationship partner or a spouse. And I will see you next week for your weekly reading. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great month.